NurseQuestD is the NCLEXP in clinical mastery and first shift simulator created by MediSync-D Technologies. It combines a deep nursing curriculum, next-generation assessment formats, dynamic synthetic patients, a playable hospital world, and an interactive faculty coach named Dominique 2.0. The purpose is bigger than helping a learner choose the right answer. NurseQuestD is designed to help the learner recognize what matters, prioritize safely, communicate clearly, act with purpose, reassess the outcome, and enter the first real shift with stronger preparation and confidence. Traditional test preparation can be valuable, but nursing requires more than remembering isolated facts. A real shift includes competing priorities, incomplete information, anxious families, medication concerns, call lights, changing vital signs, documentation, delegation, and the need to know when to escalate. The learner must decide what to notice first, what can wait, what cannot wait, what to communicate, and how to evaluate whether the intervention worked. NurseQuestD turns those pressures into safe educational practice before real patient depends on the learner's judgment. NurseQuestD is not a single quiz screen. It is the Guardian Nursing University, a connected learning environment that brings together textbook study, NCLEX-style practice, clinical judgment cases, a hospital simulation, a 100-shift campaign, mastery tracking, faculty review, and persistent tutoring, study activity, question attempts, patient encounters, debrief commitments, confidence, misconceptions, and competency evidence can become part of one continuing learner record rather than disappearing after each session. Each learner can create a personal profile, select a private PIN, and return to safe progress. The experience is designed to remember completed chapters, active quizzes, test sessions, clinical cases, shift history, goals, achievements, confidence patterns, and areas needing review. A recovery pathway supports learners who forget their PIN without relying on a universal hidden passcode. The goal is to make NurseQuestD feel like the learner's own nursing school journey, not a disposable demonstration. The playable hospital prototype allows the learner to move through a multi-room medical surgical environment. W, A, S, and D or directional controls move the learner. The mouse looks around. Shift allows sprinting. B changes between first and third person views. E interacts. G grabs or releases movable equipment. M opens the map. The learner can enter rooms, speak with synthetic patients, observe changing situations, interact with equipment, and make decisions inside a spatial environment where location, timing, and attention matter. NurseQuestD can map educational content to the current NCLEXP and client needs structure. That includes coordinated care, safety and infection prevention and control, health promotion and maintenance, psychosocial integrity, basic care and comfort, pharmacological therapies, reduction of risk potential, and physiological adaptation. The mapping is version and visible so faculty can see why an item or scenario belongs in a category. This is educational alignment only. It does not imply endorsement by the National Council of State Boards of Nursing, accreditation, licensure determination, or guaranteed examination success. The assessment engine supports single best answer questions, multiple response, ordered response, matrix items, bowtie reasoning, trend analysis, cue highlighting, and unfolding case studies. Questions can capture not only the selected answer, but confidence, response time, rationale, misconception category, and the need for future review. The system is designed to avoid repeating the same question until the available pool has been worked through, while still returning weak concepts later through space retrieval. No secure or stolen NCLEX content is included or claimed. At the center of NurseQuestD is a 6-step clinical reasoning pathway. First, recognize the meaningful cues. Second, analyze what those cues may mean together. Third, prioritize the most urgent problem. Fourth, take an appropriate action within the learner's role. Fifth, communicate clearly to the correct person. Sixth, evaluate the outcome and reassess. Dominique can require the learner to explain each step rather than accepting a lucky guess. The same structure can be used in tutoring, field coaching, clinical challenges, simulations, and debriefing. NurseQuestD includes a synthetic patient universe built for longitudinal learning. A patient may appear during one shift, return after a change in condition, respond to earlier decisions, develop new risks, or require a different communication approach. The environment includes architecture for changing vital signs, acuity, deterioration patterns, dialogue, family concerns, and scenario events. These are educational simulations, not real patient records. Their purpose is to teach continuity. What happened before influences what the learner must notice now. Dominique 2.0 is the interactive nursing faculty engine inside NurseQuestD. In professor or tutor mode, she teaches a topic and asks for teachback. In quiz mode, she gives immediate rationale and coaching. In test mode, she withholds answers until the end. In field coach mode, she leads the learner through the 6 reasoning steps. Clinical challenge mode provides fewer hints and demands stronger defensive decisions. First shift mode prepares the learner for workflow pressure, and debrief mode turns experience into a specific commitment for improvement. Dominique can remember the learner's goals, preferred learning style, confidence concerns, weak areas, prior tutoring, question attempts, scenario decisions, and debrief commitments. The adaptive engine can compare accuracy with confidence, detect unstable decision patterns, schedule space review, and create a personalized study plan. A learner who repeatedly misses prioritization receives different support from a learner who knows the content but struggles to communicate. These readiness indicators are educational analytics, not a promise of licensure, clinical competence, or employer fitness. The 100-shift campaign gives the learner a long-form journey instead of a collection of disconnected mini-games. Early shifts emphasize orientation, safety, basic care, and communication. Later shifts add competing priorities, medication concerns, deterioration, family communication, teamwork, ethical pressure, public health events, and complex reassessment. The campaign can record decision events, safety concerns, response timing, communication, and improvement across time. The learner is not simply collecting points. The learner is building a documented pattern of reasoning practice. The Maximum Environment Build contains 255 draft textbook chapters, 1,530 written sections, 3,060 core draft items, 1,800 advanced draft items, 150 unfolding case studies, 300 synthetic longitudinal patients, 240 clinical competencies, and a full 100-shift campaign. Those numbers describe the generated and validated software package, not completed faculty approval. Educational manuscripts, questions, cases, and scenarios remain drafts until qualified nursing faculty review them. Passing the examination and surviving the first shift are connected but different challenges. NurseQuestD deliberately trains both. The learner may face a fall-risk bathroom request while another patient reports pain. A medication concern appears, a family asks for an update, and a change in condition develops. The game evaluates whether the learner recognizes danger, avoids unsafe shortcuts, delegates appropriately, communicates through the chain of command, and returns to reassess. The objective is safer confidence, not false confidence. NurseQuestD includes explicit faculty governance workflows. A qualified reviewer can inspect an item, rationale, competency tag, scenario, difficulty, evidence source, and review status. Faculty can approve, revise, or retire content and can export review packets. Institutional deployment should prevent unreview-generated clinical scenarios from reaching learners. Dominique supports teaching and remediation, but she does not replace qualified faculty, clinical supervision, program policy, or formal competency validation. Every meaningful learner action can become an evidence event. The cue presented, the decision made, the response time, the safety significance, the communication choice, the outcome, and any remediation. That evidence can support learner mastery reports, cohort gap analysis, decision timelines, and faculty review. The system can distinguish mastered, developing, remediation required, and not yet assessed areas. These reports are designed for formative education. They do not automatically award clinical hours, grant accreditation, replace faculty evaluation, or determine licensure. The recommended first academic evaluation is intentionally controlled. 10 to 25 learners, 30 days, and 3 to 5 faculty-reviewed synthetic scenarios. Week 1 focuses on discovery, workflow, scoring boundaries, and approval. Week 2 establishes a baseline. Week 3 uses supervised adaptive practice and remediation. Week 4 reviews learner evidence and faculty feedback. The output is an academic evaluation dossier, not an exaggerated claim that the product has already proven examination success or clinical superiority. The NurseQuestD Foundation includes a native 6 to 4-bit Windows runtime, Windows setup and portable launch paths, an installable progressive web application, offline support, Android wrapper source, iOS wrapper source, and an Unreal Engine production foundation. The learner memory and event architecture connects textbook study, assessments, tutoring, and spatial simulation. Public store release still requires platform signing, final native builds, clinical review, security validation, professional art and audio completion, quality assurance, and certification work. NurseQuestD is an educational simulation and competency evidence platform. It is designed to strengthen knowledge, clinical judgment, communication, prioritization, confidence calibration, and first shift preparation. It does not contain or claim secure NCLEX examination content. It does not guarantee that a learner will pass, become licensed, perform competently in clinical practice, or receive accredited clinical hours. It does not replace an approved nursing program, qualified faculty, clinical instructors, supervised patient care, official test preparation requirements, or the learner's own disciplined study. NurseQuestD is created by MediSync-D Technologies, LLC. Jason Allen Henderson, LPN, is founder and chief executive officer. Dominique Danielle Henderson is co-founder and founding inspiration. Inspired by God through Dominique Danielle Henderson. The mission is to help nursing learners study deeply, think clearly, practice safely, recover from mistakes, and walk on to the first shift with confidence grounded in preparation. NurseQuestD. Learn the content. Think like a nurse. Practice the shift. Protect the patient.